Every single difficult thing that has happened to you is your biggest advantage. Hey, my name's Eric Poniatowski. I'm a multi-7-figure Amazon seller, and the biggest lesson that I've learned in my life now, coming up to 29 years old and making multi-millions dollars online, moving from Adelaide to Gold Coast to then Bali, where I live now, and having a pretty incredible life with incredible people around me, dating beautiful women and having complete freedom, is that everything happens for you, not to you. And the quicker that you adopt this mindset, the quicker that your life will progress in a positive direction. You see, if you take the first part of that, everything happens for you, then you're a hero, because all of the fucked up shit that happens, if you just basically brainwash yourself into believing it's happening to make you better, stronger, more capable, more competent, more confident, more charismatic, more powerful, well, then it's happening to your own benefit. You may as well adopt that mindset and make all of the shit around you happen for you to make you better. All it takes is a decision internally to say, hey, wait up, okay, this happened, this bad thing happened, or this tough situation happened. It happened because I need to be better. It happened because I need to overcome this, because I'm being tested so I can become the man that I need to be. Everything happens for you to make you more capable. You have to adopt this mindset. If you take the latter, well, everything happens because I'm just a victim and it happens to me and I'm just a little weak pussy, well then fuck, you'll end up being a weak pussy. You have to get rid of that mindset completely. You cannot just think that life happens to you, because then you're a complete coward and you have no control over anything and you'll end up being weak and devoured. If you choose to be a hero, you will be the hero. And to be the hero, unfortunately, you have to go through trials and tribulations to actually make it to the end. When you watch a movie like Superman or any of these movies, they never just become the hero and have a great time being the hero. There's always some sort of origin story, a reason for them to become better. Then they become better, and then there's a challenge, right? And there's an enemy, something they have to overcome. And usually something really fucking bad happens. They lose, or someone dies, or something negative happens, or they lose their loved one. But then they always have to overcome that to grow to the next level. They use that pain, they use that suffering as power, and they move on and they conquer and they win. They take everything and they say, this is happening for me to make me better. And you need to adopt that same mindset. You need to become a winner. And I'm saying this from personal experience, because my upbringing wasn't easy. I grew up with immigrant parents that came from Eastern Europe, from Poland, where there was communism at that time, which means that they were really poor, basically. My parents came to Australia. It was really difficult. They always argued about money and everything was just hard. Then my parents divorced. My dad left, and I was raised by a single mum in Australia who, quite frankly, had a very difficult time raising me and my sister. There was one point where my sister and I almost had to go to public housing because my mum potentially couldn't look after us, and we always moved houses and everything was fucking hard. But I'll tell you what, I did become a victim. And growing up, I saw this and I saw the difficulties and I saw my mum and dad always arguing, and I thought, man, like this sucks. Like I became a victim, and this only really manifested in my teenage years going into my early 20s. It manifested into a shit life where I got arrested for being silly with my friends. I would always get into fights. I got kicked out of university. I would smoke weed. I was basically a complete degenerate bum, and I was going nowhere. No one really knew about this besides me, about how bad it actually was, and maybe my close friends at that time, how degenerate we actually were. And I became a victim because I thought life just happened to me. I was helpless. The moment that switch just flicked, and it took time. There wasn't just a moment where I was like, wait a second, I need to become the hero. It took time. I heard it over and over because I started personal development, because one day I just realized how fucked up I was. I started personal development and I realized that I had to go on this journey of bettering myself. And this is where that mindset started to shift, that I had to firstly take complete responsibility for who I was, accept it, say they were my decisions, it was all my fault, whatever happened, it was me, but therefore everything that's happened that's good is also me. And then I started brainwashing myself into believing that everything just happened to make me better, because it did. It did make me better. All of those things created drive in me. They created persistence in me. They created hunger in me. They created desire in me, desire to be better. And now here I am living this incredible life. The mindset shift was that everything happens for me to make me better, not to me. I went from being a victim into a hero. And that's what you need to be. You need to be the hero of your story, not the victim. Take complete responsibility for everything in your life, the good and the bad, and use it to overcome your challenges. Use it like armor to become stronger, more competent, more confident, and more capable as a man. So you can go out there and fulfill your God-given duty on this planet to be a better man. So the lesson here is everything happens for you, not to you. Embody that and you will win. As always, a reminder, your future self is counting on you. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.